I liked our episode last week. Lots of good insights from
Let's
Tyler
go.
McIntyre. That was a good
Yeah.
one.
What's that?
That was a good one.
Mm-hmm. The just so knowledgeable film extraordinaire.
Yeah. I like the thing about table reads, early table reads, and really hearing it out loud, writing a script, getting actors, and then getting your revisions from that.
I mean, dude, seeing his clip or his scene or his short story rather in that movie, VHS 99, like it was really detailed and rich and like very organic. Like it was like you were a fly on the wall watching it. It's like so natural. Granted, it's supposed to feel vintage and like home movie style, so it called for that. But the acting was just, I was really jealous of it. And I mean, of the whole movie, it was stylized like that. But like, man, Tyler, to get it like that, and then just speaking with him, and he had so many cool, fun references to mention, just old time movies and stuff. But like, super, just you can tell he's just an encyclopedia and just lives and breathes it and has for a long time. So it was a real breath of fresh air for me.
I like what he said too about like there are all these different levels of making it. Like there aren't just 10 people in the industry that make it. Like you can make a really fucking good living as a filmmaker if you're not like Jordan Peele straight out the gate.
Yeah, I didn't recall that he said that.
Well, it meant a lot to me. That's all.
No, I mean, it makes sense. He's doing it, and
yeah.
I mean, he said he still does spec scripts, even though he's like, he's got a lot of kind of credibility.
I loved hearing that because that's what I'm gonna keep up for sure. Because like that's where you get the most amount of creative control. You have a script and then people can get excited about the script. But if you're just waiting on something, regardless of what level you're at, you're kind of, you're not like in the driver's seat as much.
Spec scripts are really just when you write something it's already like a running machine, and then you say, hey, can I like write a sample script? It's a sample script, right?
So spec is like completely original. There's no deal in place. Like a lot of writers, when they get to a certain level, they aren't writing specs because it takes a long time and it takes like a lot of discipline to just write a script and like hope for the best. Obviously, that's what you have to do. That's what I have to do now because like I don't have deals in place and shit. But when you get to a certain level as a writer, you're usually on assignments. So like a producer will come to you and be like, hey, there's this idea I want to do. I'll give you like 40K for
I know.
draft. But
expect anything outside of that.
That's it. Yeah.
Ew, I actually thought it was something different. Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those terms, like it sounds like it should be something different. But yeah, it's basically just like an original script that doesn't have a deal.
Oh, well, that makes more sense than that he's writing like original stuff that he's maybe not on like consignment to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was so fun. I mean, it's epic doing these guests, man. I already have an idea for another one.
Hell yeah.
We'll go over it at another time. But yeah. Yeah. How's everything in general?
This past weekend on Saturday, we went till 3 a.m. I shot a short film.
He's back, baby.
We back. This is the last one, bro. This is the last one. I say that shit all the time. But you know what? The thing about this short, I like after we wrapped, usually after every single short, I'm like driving home, beating myself up over like one shot that I know could have been better or some shit, right? But this short, like even now, like several days after, there wasn't a false note anywhere. There wasn't one thing that I'm like, I wish I would have done this different or whatever. And it's not like because I'm a fucking genius. It's just because everyone on the team was so good at what they did and they were all just gelling and just fucking there. That's great. So I'm excited about it. It's called Archie.
Archie, fun title.
Yeah.
What was the time, like run time? Is it shooting for like how many pages? And
I think it'll be probably like 4 or 5 minutes.
Nice. Quick.
Yeah. And so it's after, and we got that plug for Valley Mentality. So the premise is it's this
that looked crazy.
Autumn. Yeah, dude. Autumn Witz, my girlfriend, starred in this short. And the premise is her brother died like the night before, and she then goes into his home past caution tape, and the whole house is locked up and all the lights are turned off except for like the Christmas lights and shit. It's really eerie. And she goes in the house because she's looking for this hat that meant a lot to him, this Valiant mentality. And so she's going through the house and she's like, where are you? Where are you? And then she's looking all over for the hat, whatever. And then she looks down the hall and she sees Archie, like he's fucking dead, but he's like a really fucked up version of Archie, and he's staring at her. And then he like creeps off into the other room and she's like, Archie? She like goes down the hall and is looking all
This
over.
is not a premise. This is a play by I'm gonna tell you right now.
It's the premise, bro. It's not a log line. It's the play.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll leave the rest to the imagination. You can wait.
Oh, wow.
The last 2 seconds.
I didn't mean to cut you off too, but actually, now that I think about it, like for 4 to 5 minute long things, it's tough to just say a premise for that, especially if it's like atmospheric.
Yeah.
Like you gotta kind of sell it. Dude, I've been doing more coverage.
Nice.
Yeah. And it made me think too, thinking of Tyler McIntyre's thing. Like this guy that I'm reading a script, and he's repped by like big people, and he sent it'll be his second feature to the people that I work for. And it's funny. First of all, they're like maybe don't like give it that much thought and everything. It's his second feature. They actually thought it was like his first feature, but he did one that's kind of like small. And they're like, give it a read, but breeze through it. And first of all, I looked up what his other stuff he did was, and there were shorts and commercials. And the short that he did was like good production value, but it was about 5 minutes as well. And I'm watching it and I'm like, dude, someone better throw a freaking pie in this thing, or some like stuff's got to go down. Some of these short films just like aren't that interesting, I don't think. And not that like long form is either. Not that long form is either. Most movies suck, but I'm like, dude, short film is your opportunity to like, wow, people have a huge mic drop thing or whatever, which a lot of times yours are just like, you'll see the most disturbing thing ever, which I praise you for. But
thanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's easier for horror. Like the guy that you're talking about, was it just a drama, like a straight drama? Kind of.
Yep. And now that I think about it, like Tyler McIntyre's, for his short film, obviously there is like a horror component to it, but like I love being able to tell a good story with a beginning, middle, and end that, you know, is 10 minutes long or something.
Yeah, dude. Like Tyler said, it's got to be like, sometimes a short is harder because it's not a marathon. It's like you have 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever, to execute perfectly on a really interesting concept. And totally. I don't even know what I do. Like when I'm writing a script, my mind just always skews to horror because it's just a fucking thing that I like doing. Yeah. But I don't know how you would make like a drama interesting. It'd probably have to have like some weird or bizarre situation, you know?
Yeah. I don't think I've ever really seen a dramatic short film that I enjoyed.
Yeah, dude, I'm with you, bro. There's nothing interesting.
Because you don't care that much about the characters and stuff generally that quick. And like for drama, it's kind of, it always depends, but it's probably about the characters. And then they learn something. They have a character arc in 10 minutes.
Even thinking about like what I would go to the movies for, like when I would actually drop $20 to leave my home, go to a movie theater, it's usually like, it's either horror, obviously, or like some kind of like action thriller type thing. Yeah. Because anything below that's like a drama and it's like really artistic or whatever, I don't know, it's whatever.
Yeah, generally. Anyway, with that said, so the short film went really well. What's the plan with that?
I want to submit it to festivals, and I don't know how, like, what the fuck that's gonna do, but it's the first one that I made that I'm like, as a horror, I think I could get in some of those like midnight screenings and shit, and some like people from industry, whatever, go to those. So who knows? You know, I might
Why
see.
this one? Like, what inspired this whole thing? Was it talking to Tyler McIntyre?
Nah, no. This has been in process for maybe like a month. I thought I was completely done because of the 31 days of shorts. I was like, fuck this. I'm tired, you know, I just want to write. But there was a short film that I saw called Sweet Tooth that like the way that they executed the final scare, I thought was really scary. And I felt like I had like a little bit of gas left in the tank where I was like, I still have this thing that I want to do that I feel like I've never done in a short. Now that I've done this, I feel like I'm done. But yeah, dude, it's the final sequence. This is the last bit of it, right? Where like she's there in the bed, she looks over to the left, she doesn't see anything. She looks in front of her, she sees something a little creepy, then she hears a noise, turns her phone light to the right, and then we just see a still image that's quick, that's like really fucking scary. And that's something that like I think it's more effective than someone jumping in the camera or some shit. So
Oh,
I'm happy
interesting.
with it. Yeah. But enough about me. What have you been up to? You had the Valley mentality. That was what, last Thursday?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
We had another get together.
Yeah, dude.
Promote the brand.
Valley Mentality Holiday Soiree.
Soiree.
Yes. It was a huge success again. Very pleased with it. But at the actual party, I was hosting it. I definitely felt spread a bit thin this time. I was kind of running around the whole time.
You were all over the place, bro.
I was all over the place, wasn't I?
In the best way possible. I mean, that's how you're a good host, you know.
Thank you.
But it's
Yeah.
hard to enjoy a party if you're always host mode.
I didn't feel like I could really just like have fun for some reason. I was just like kind of making sure that I was talking to everyone. I didn't even get to like drink that much. I felt like, oh, damn, say it ain't so. But I mean, it was an epic turnout. My cousin, the actress, came, and that was the first time we'd like partied at like a random thing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, really funny. Her and her boyfriend. Tanner had a great time. You guys had a great time. Any
Great
highlights?
time, bro.
Yeah.
I think I felt like there were more people this time too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we did an RSVP list and it was supposed to be like 100 and something people.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was quite got to that point, but there's definitely different shifts of people too. But dude, like, we made money with the bar, and like it was just a hilarious, eclectic crew of people there. We got great photos, great material out of it and stuff. So
good vibes. I'm feeling some kind of like scratch. I'm hearing some kind of scratch thing with the mic.
Sorry. I think
good,
the mic. I think that's me.
Nah, all good. But yeah, dude, I felt good vibes, good energy. I think like, dude, like everyone's having a great time. I feel like next time we do one of those, you can like, chill a little bit if you feel like you're in like host all the time. People will still have a great time even if you're not able to cover the whole space.
Good reminder. It's not even like conscious though. It's more probably just like I feel like, oh, I want to say hi to these people, want to say hi to these people, want to say hi. But you end up, it's tough. But anyway, like that was good. And then yeah, dude, I've just been working for the family that I work for and reading some scripts, and I did coverage on this one, another action movie.
An action movie. I've never read an action script. What's that like?
A lot of like stage direction on the action sequences, obviously.
I mean, yeah, I'd imagine like really specific, detailed.
Yes. So actually, I think it ends up being a longer read because reading through all that stuff.
Yeah, dude, it's fun. Like even writing stuff, I love when I got dialogue because you get two characters talking. You can get through a page fucking lickety split. But you got like paragraphs of description. It's like, fuck.
Yes. It's like, but yeah, I mean, this one in particular, I've done a few of them now, actually. And this one was pretty confusing at first. The whole thing is like, it's another like Chase movie, you know, the guy, classic, like he's well, he's part of like an organization that is kind of corrupt, and he decides I'm gonna go against them on like a mission, and he kills everyone in the organization, and he takes his girlfriend, and he basically has to be on the run from them, kind of like fugitive or something. But he he also, no one believes him that he's doing good, that he's the good guy, because you know his organization is so high powered and stuff.
Mm.
Nothing revolutionary whatsoever. Um, and but
Was
I
that
do
your
ask
feedback?
myself, yeah, it literally was.
Yeah.
Which I kind of talked to them, and they're like kind of egging me on to be even more blunt and honest. And but it's funny, dude. I see these things and I wonder, even if it's not revolutionary or fresh or original, can it still be successful in a certain genre?
Yeah.
Because maybe there's an audience for it that I'm not that familiar with.
Right.
And then B, dude, some of these things, like I look at the writers, and the writers are huge, huge. So I'm like, how are these huge writers not going to do well?
So the huge writers like know what works, maybe that they've seen a million times, and they're like, well, I know there is an audience, whatever, even though it's not revolutionary. Let's not like reinvent the wheel.
Here's the thing, though. Yes, I'm sure that counts for something for sure. The dad did tell me though, he's like just because there's a huge writer doesn't mean shit. Sometimes like they just did a polish like one thing, and their name comes up to the top because they're the biggest.
Got you.
Yeah.
Because whoever's like repping that script or whatever is like, yo, this person was on it. Like this is, and that might help sell it.
I suppose. I mean, like this one I'm thinking of only had one name as a screenplay under the
Yeah.
screenplay writer. But so I'm having a hard time believing that there wasn't like just that person. But yeah, this screenplay like was, I just didn't care that much about the characters. There's nothing that revolutionary. I never really doubted in the end that the good guy was going to get away. I always kind of, it was obvious that he was going to defeat the bad guy and stuff. And so I kind of wrote that, but I got feedback that it wasn't specific enough. My coverage was too vague.
Right.
And so what I did was I figured I want to make it as easy as I can for the people that I'm working for. So I literally, before the coverage, I wrote like a really long, like a one-page description of the movie, basically a play-by-play. And I think that's kind of important so that I mean, if they want it, if I was like someone like that, I wouldn't want to read the script.
Yeah.
I would just want like a literal like play-by-play
Yep.
outline, one-page outline of the script. So I did that, and then I did like my commentary went into the specific aspects, whether I thought the characterization was good, whether I thought there was really originality to it, good dialogue, good pace, all the stuff that.
I mean, it's so funny. I would be curious to see like if you were to read the next James Bond script or the next Mission Impossible or the next Liam Neeson script without knowing that it's these like actors that are driving the thing, just bare bones script, if you'd feel like it's worth buying. Because I think like a lot of action stuff is like actor driven. Like I see a Liam Neeson movie because it's fucking Liam Neeson. He's on a train, he's on a plane. I'm like, that's all I want to see.
And dude, one of the movies that I read from them, I was like, oh, this is like not special. And then they told me the actor that was attached to it, and it's someone huge. I'm like, what? Maybe they know something I don't, or is this why like Hollywood
or big payday?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, whatever. But yeah, it's been really interesting reading these things and like analyzing them, breaking them down. And yeah,
I mean, I like hearing that too, though, because it's like, there's so much competition writing wise, but like if even at the top, like there's not originality across the board. It's like you can break through that shit with just having a good script. Because at the end of the day, that's what people want. That's what drives everything.
And I think for drama, what makes something really good, you come back to if it's true and unbelievable, then it'll probably be heartfelt and detailed and really good.
Yeah.
But what was I going to say about? Oh, yeah. It also, I think you'll like this as well, as far as like representation goes and stuff. This guy that has done like one feature, and he's done a couple commercials, a couple shorts, and they're like high production value, but do nothing special. He's like with a huge agency, this guy, and he's just a normal schmo. And it made me think of you. I was like, oh, well, Jacob's like right there. He's right there with that
Yeah.
stuff. It's just a matter
Yeah.
of being a connect and someone that believes in him. And so,
Yeah, thanks, dude. I like hearing that. I think a lot of it has to do when it comes to representation, it's like you want someone who's really stoked about your material that you're doing. Like it's not even necessarily about just having representation to have representation. It's like when I get to that point, I want someone who's fucking obsessed with horror, who wants like original horror, like psychological stuff, really scary stuff, and then we'll jive and then he'll push for me, you know?
yeah, yeah, you're at the point. I mean, you're making your own stuff for so long that it's like you don't just need a way into the business necessarily. You want someone that's going to highlight you.
Right.
Yeah.
How's your situation going? Because you switched reps pretty recently, right?
Yeah, I parted ways with my manager. So I'm pursuing a new manager and I'm really taking my
Got
time.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not,
It's probably the same type of situation for
it
you,
is
right?
completely the same. Yeah. I'm looking for someone. I feel like I'm right at a crossroads where I need someone that's like, really ready to like,
Dude, the ideal is when someone approaches you. That's the fucking, because then you know that they're hyped about it. But it's like, okay, how do I get to the place where they're going to be hyped? Where are you at with your Duke of the Valley?
thanks for asking, man. Yeah. I talked to my dad about it today. He's going to hit up the old Jenner when he gets back in town to have dinner and we'll do it.
Good shit.
Yeah, it's great. My dad's been in Vegas for 3 weeks, and he gets back like this coming Tuesday. So crazy, man. I mean, I do have connections with some managers at the moment. I'm very fortunate situation that I think I could, but want to sort of really go for like something really big. I don't want to jump into anything.
Yeah, it's got to be right.
Gotta be right. Yeah. What's going on for you, like creatively down the line?
I am on page 60 of this screenplay called The Haircut that I'm really stoked about. And so I'm going to get to the first draft of that. And then after that, dude, I've got yeah, and I'm also going to take Tyler's approach of like the whole table read thing and see what that feels like.
Yeah.
And after that, I have a like 25 page outline of my next feature called The Nest. So that's all basically it. Like all I have to do for that, it's just not proper formatting. It's like the whole script is there. I just haven't like put it in final draft. So I basically have another script then too. So going into 2023, I'll have these two scripts that I like and I feel strong about. And I feel like as far as representation goes, it's like two solid scripts, you should be able to land some kind of management at that point.
Totally. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You never thought about doing commercials?
I mean, vaguely, it's never been like, why do you ask? Do you think it's a good entry point? Because what I hear about commercials and music videos is that when you go on one of those two paths, you're kind of locked in. And as far as like narrative stuff, which is the key, which everyone's after, it's like the only way, what I've heard at least, is the only way to really succeed in narrative is if you're doing narrative,
That makes sense. Yeah, that kind of settles that.
I mean, like, dude, look, a lot of directors do go down the commercial path. And also I don't have experience doing that. So I could be totally wrong, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought about it because of the guy that I saw today.
Yeah, because he probably got the reps because of his commercial stuff, right?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know,
Uh,
but possible. Eh, eh. Uh, yeah, dude. What else is going on?
How about you, bro? Creatively, what's the next thing? Are you working on a script? Any ideas?
I was thinking about today, stand-up comedy again. And
When's the last time you've done stand up?
probably like 8 months ago. But I see so many opportunities to do it. And now, for one, this week I'm pretty mellow with work. And my job in general at the moment is like pretty mellow. So I'm probably gonna jump back into it. Gotta do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like jumping into cold water that first time you go after 8 months.
I mean, it was never like smooth for me, but I think it would be as long as I came up with material I was really proud of.
That's true.
So that's kind of important to me. I think getting back into it, I want to like really have a solid 5 minutes that's like super funny.
Is it because you have all this stuff that you're interested in, or is there some kind of intersection that you're like, if I leverage stand up, then maybe that'll help strategize this other thing
Totally.
that I want to do?
That's definitely the way I look at it. Yeah. Is
Is it
that
because you mostly want to be in comedy stuff?
not necessarily? I think stand up is another way of getting into a creative community to constantly be writing, to get the best performance out of yourself. I think it's really good, like just creative practice.
Mhm.
But I don't see myself as like just being a stand-up comic. I
Right.
don't even know if stand-up is my best suited medium at all, but I figure it's kind of one of those creative things that like I also, an important thing for me is like if I have something that I'm kind of interested in, like that I feel like could help me, I want to make the most of it.
Mhm.
So I figure at one point or another, like you gotta exhaust like your hopes and your talents.
What do you think about stand up versus sketches that you put online?
Oh, dude, I love sketch. Like that is a given, but I don't really have any sketch team or anything.
But dude, that's the fucking thing, bro. You could have a sketch team. It's like, bro, I've made 100 shorts by going on Facebook and looking up whoever like is graduating Chapman, and they all want work and they want to do something, and they'll hop on for free if you feed them. Like, I feel like you could, like, the thing to me, and it's whatever you're interested in, but to me,
Yeah.
it's like if you do stand up, you'll get an audience of maybe like 50 people or something, right? I mean,
Yeah.
depending on the venue,
Yep.
but it's unlimited potential online.
I know. I think about that too. It's like what are you trying to what's the best way to tackle it?
I mean, Duke of the Valley is like really fucking funny. And again, I know like you put like real money into that, right? Like that,
Yeah,
yeah.
to find real money, but
I mean, but I think there's a way of like filming sketches and doing sketches and whatever, I don't know. It all depends on like what you want to put your energy into and stuff.
it truly does. And I go through phases, as you know, as we all do. But I
I'm
think
insane, bro. I'm always like, I'm now the shorts guy. Like now I'm writing scripts. It's like,
it's very true. Fortunately, I think they all lend themselves to each other. But uh I think I'm hoping this Duke of the Valley thing will explode in a good way.
that could be a good first step too. Like, dude, if you get it all directed to your YouTube channel,
Yeah.
if you start seeing those numbers, I feel like you're gonna put out some more sketches.
Yeah, I would try to.
Dude, can you imagine all these people flocking to you because of this one thing? Like, I'd be shocked if you don't do more stuff.
By the way, I've got about 4% left battery on my computer, and I don't want to get up. How long have we been going for?
I don't want to get up. We're also contending with time too. I think we got like 7.5 minutes.
Do What do
We'll
you want to
see
go?
what
Do you want to go for like 3 more
first.
minutes? Just in case.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. What what are you what are you watching? What's the latest?
I just finished White Lotus.
Oh yes, White Lotus. I hear a lot of good things about White Lotus.
You couldn't pay you to go near it though. No, did you watch the first season?
No.
Oh my gosh.
But
Sacrilege.
dude, you're not the first person. Like everyone, I think my girlfriend watched like all of White Lotus. Like everyone around me is watching this show. So,
Yeah,
make
no
it
shit.
happen.
I'm not the first person to suggest it. It's like a cultural phenomenon.
Yeah.
Literally. No, I think it's just a well-made thing, man. It's like I was thinking back to the beginning and I'm like, there's so many like interesting layers and rich twists and turns, and it's funny.
Right.
It's so much more interesting than most other things, I think. I don't think it's perfect. I think some stuff about it is like a little on the nose and not the most like compelling, but it's pretty damn good.
Good to know.
It's something definitely tonally too that I'd love to work on. It's like dramatic but comedic.
Have you looked up who produced it? Who's involved?
I'm going to. I got to. No, totally. We talked about that.
Yeah.
I could do that.
I mean, I haven't done that either. I need to hop on that. I haven't watched anything lately, but apparently National Treasure like just came out today as a TV series with Nick Cage, which I'm hyped about.
On what? Where can I watch it?
I don't know. I gotta find that.
I'm looking that up right now. I'm so tired. I was up late last night. I had to do work, Aaron. Not a drug deal.
Right. LAX.
Literally. Did I tell you that?
You did.
There we go. Yeah. I had to pick up my bosses.
Bro, that is something like that's classic like Hollywood hustler. Like I'm gonna go to LAX to pick up my bosses.
Oh my gosh, dude, I've done all the classic Hollywood hustles so far.
Yeah, dude. It's good. It's a part of your story.
Yes.
And then you're gonna have your own personal assistant to do this shit.
It's a bitch around.
Yeah, it's a cyclical thing.
I'll have like 6 assistants, 5 nannies. Just like a whole team.
What are you going to be like as a boss? Are you going to continue this cycle of abuse? I mean, your bosses actually seem cool, but are you going to be a dick?
Definitely.
No question.
No question. In my mind, I see them all hating their jobs around me.
Right.
Just kidding.
Yeah, dude.
Pretty chill.
Yeah.
You
It's
can't
coming.
like when you get your assistants.
I'm gonna be chill, bro. My girlfriend thinks I'm gonna be a nightmare, but
Wow.
yeah, remains to be seen.
Yes. I love it.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, bro. Have you been watching anything crazy? I guess you already said that. I'm so tired. I'm delirious.
Dude, no. I've been working on this script, but there's a Violent Night. Have you heard about that?
Yes.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good.
Hope for the best. All right, bro.
All right, man. Get some sleep.
Thank you.
Plug in your laptop.
exactly.
Bye.